What's up, my beautiful friends? Welcome back to the channel.
Oh, I
Today we
like
got
it.
league race highlights for you guys. This was a really tough and really enjoyable race to drive, so hopefully for you guys it will be fun to watch as well. We're driving in Italy at the track of Monza, the Temple of Speed, and this was my final and well, not my final, but my fastest lap that I did in qualifying. Currently I'm P3 or P4 in the driver standings, and I'm P5 together with Jack in the constructor standings. We need to do way better because I think we both have the pace and the potential to be champion at the end of the season and to win it all. So we need to get some good results. And this track, it's one of the easiest tracks, so a lot of guys will be very close to each other. So this is going to be a tough one to really make the difference. As you can see, I'm driving a really nice qualifying. It's not amazing, but it's good enough.
Someone's giving me a
And
massive
here I'm
turn.
getting a tow by Varda. I don't know
That's not good.
if that helps me very much. And here I get a bit of dirty air. So I think in the end it might even have hindered me a bit. But at the end, let's see what time we're doing.
Fuck,
We're doing a
no.
19:1. I
This
did
was not
practice
good.
before the
I'll
race.
take.
So this turn one.
And then I did a 18.7. But I
I
just
just
did it once and it's
ask you
very
guys
tricky
no
to get
dive
it
from into
perfect.
T1, please.
So I was pretty happy and I got
Oh man.
P1. I got pole position, so that's nice.
I like
Canada
Canada.
fan. Oh, I hate
On
I'm
this
driving
one,
in
it's
the Red
decent
Bull, of course.
for sure.
Pole
On this
position where
on this game.
it's an easy one stop, so it's easy to
Yeah,
just
but
go
these
from the
the
softs to the
curves are way
mediums.
less
If you
bad
can
at this one.
pit in lap 11 or something. And there's probably gonna be a couple of safety cars
Okay, don't skip. You
because
can.
first of all we're at EU4 and there are gonna be some safety cars at each track. And this one has a couple of tricky corners where people can spin.
Hopefully, I don't pin the start.
So this is a massive first straight to the first corner. So I need to get a good start, and hopefully then
Okay, let's
I'll
go.
still be P1
Woo.
by the end of the first two corners. My starts recently have been really good, so that's nice, and I felt really confident with them. So here you can see our start is good. We're shaking a bit, but when we
Yeah,
look
okay,
behind,
start.
no one is no one's putting real pressure on us. We managed to keep the first corner in P1. Raceway is just following us in P2. And then here we're coming up to the one of the most difficult corners on this track because these curbs, they're the curbs of death in this game. If you touch these curbs on the right side too hard, then your car will bottom out and you'll spin or you just lose all traction and end up in the grass. For now, this first lap, I'm just trying to maybe pull a gap
Oh, you're P4, nice man.
to Raceway, or at least with Raceway to El Prentice, because otherwise it can be a big DRS train and then it's impossible for me to really escape from that. Here there's a VSC because someone crashed, and then here we
Real
see
safety car as well.
there's a real safety car.
That's good for me. I'm happy with that.
So we didn't even drive one lap and there's already a safety car. And here we're coming up to the end of lap 3. I didn't pit because I was on softs and I wanted to pit in lap 11 or 12, so it was way too soon for me. Now, only just now are
Right,
people
so
closing into the
literally
pack,
into the corner
or
you're
they're
gonna
coming
go,
up to
yeah?
the pack, and now the safety car is
Exactly.
coming in. I put a little bit of
JJ
brakes,
hit me so
and
bad.
Raceway JJ, he was having a
He lost his wing.
momentary
He lost his wing. He lost his wing, bro.
loss of
Tell me when you're going, please.
really
Not
reaction
that,
time
not
and
that.
focus, so he hit me and that will give us both 5 seconds time penalty. Here I get a
Am
good,
I in time?
maybe even a
Yeah.
great safety car restart. Raceway JJ, he got wing damage, as Jack said, with that incident with me. So he had to pit. And then of course he was slower in that corner as well. So for me it was decent, and I got a more
Me
than
too, mate.
1.5 second gap already.
Nice one.
Hang on, why have you got a penalty?
And Jack Halkey,
Yeah, he hit me under the
Jack
safety car, and that's a
Halkey,
5-second penalty. but
he
I
was
can't be
P2.
removed.
So usually we're
Yeah,
1-2
that's
in the qualifying, but now Jack and me, we are 1-2 in the
No, wait,
race
that will be added on my pit stop.
in lap 4.
Fuck's sake!
Here you can hear me being just angry at JJ or at the situation, because that
Need
5-second
gap
penalty that they gave me, that will be added at my pit stop. So I thought I could let it get removed,
What's the ERS saving
but
like?
at the end
Do you know?
it won't get
it's
removed
hard.
because, of course, if you do a pit stop, then in the race the game will remove it for you with a stop and go or with a wait at your pit stop.
Right, another safety car incoming. Shane just binned it out of the Ascari.
Here my restart lap is pretty decent. You can see me have 1 and sector 2 both purple, so both the fastest sector. The third one as well. Jack is still behind me, but at 2.1 seconds, so I'm not under any threat from him. This corner, it's difficult to get it perfect, because if you turn in too soon you might get a penalty. If you turn in too late you just completely miss the apex and then you're screwed for the next corner.
Like this.
So you have to get it perfectly, otherwise you just lose time. This one as well, if you don't get it perfect, like I didn't get it perfect this time, and then it may cost me 1 or 2 tenths already. Which of course on a long race you don't want to lose 1 or 2 tenths every lap, because then you're screwed. For the most part, I'm just on my own. Still 2 seconds to Jack, so he gained 1/10 on me, but that's very doable and that's very nice. That's very manageable as well for me to keep that gap. Here you can see me, you can see my face. I'm fully focused. The people with racing line, they tend to go a bit wider in that corner because the racing line suggests that, which will make them lose maybe half a tenth each lap just by not
Do you think
taking
I can
full
go
advantage
now
of the track.
and then finish it on the mediums?
Here I was asking
I
Jack
don't know.
if I might just go on the
It's a
mediums
risk.
and then finish the race, but he wasn't sure about that.
We're probably released at lap 9. Yeah, I think I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's very doable, but then at the end you'll be with very bad mediums, and if anything
I'm not gonna
happens
do
and
it.
people go on the softs, then you might be screwed.
Because I love to
Here,
lead the safety car restart.
I'm just thinking about going in. I'm thinking about maybe staying out. Here I'm telling Jack I want to stay out because I like to
They're
lead
at
the safety car
27.
restarts.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
But at the end I still think about, no, I just have to
I'm not
go
gonna
in,
do it just in case.
because then I go to
can't
the
be held at
mediums
5
and
seconds.
then my yeah. So then I go to the mediums, because otherwise if I stick to the softs and everyone behind me gets close to me, then I'm just toasted, and that's not good at all. Here JJ or El Prentice, I must say, he
What the hell?
got a 5-second time
What?
penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Did it do your 5 seconds?
Yeah,
At the
well,
moment
it did my 5 seconds.
I didn't know
I'm P6 now.
what
so
was
I'm
going
pretty
on,
glad with that. But
because
El
my
Prentice had
5
as
seconds
well,
it
and
got
his
removed
5
and his
seconds
5
aren't.
seconds are not removed.
Like he,
So here I was really
aren't gone.
confused, and then
Yeah.
afterwards some guy in the chat, a friend of mine, he told me that El Prentice did have a drive-through penalty, which gave him the 5 seconds. So at this moment I knew Time Splitter and the guy in P2, I don't know who that is for sure, Sneaky Tom. They are both on
No.
old mediums. Jack is on old softs, and Al Prentice is in front of me on the same rubber as I am,
Yeah, I won't
but
get
he
it
has
this
5
time.
seconds, so I just needed to stick
Okay, nice one.
behind Al Prentice and then I'm good. Here I'm not under any threat and don't want to take any risks in this safety car restart. I do hit El Prentice because they're going so slow, but I don't have any damage, he didn't have any damage. So we're all good actually.
Phew. I hit El Prentice really softly, but I don't have any damage.
Here they're going too wide into this corner. Sneaky Tom thinks better of it and lets El Prentice go in front. I have a little look on the inside, but still I don't think it's worth it to maybe risk my race and crash out. So I stick behind him. And now my task is to get past Sneaky Tom as soon as I can. Because otherwise El Prentice, he will pull a gap. Of course, I need to stick within those 5 seconds to still have a chance at the win. So here I'm using all my ERS to get behind, to get past him. I think he has a lower wing setup because he is fast on the straights. Because Steve has a look on the inside. And we're gonna have a mega battle here, 3 wide. I think Sneaky Tom will get overtaken by me and Steve both. So he loses 2 positions. Here I outbrake myself a bit. But still, my exit is good enough to not be under any real threat from Steve. And now the gap to El Prentice is 2 seconds.
I needed to burn so much of my ERS.
So I need to drive as fast as I can, as consistently as I can, to get close to El Prentice and get into the DRS. Because when you get into the DRS, then it's way easier to actually follow someone, of course. On this low downforce track, the corners, everyone is running low downforce. So you don't lose as much when you're driving behind someone. But the slipstream and the DRS, it's key in Monza. This first and second sector of this lap was perfect by my standards. You can see me close the 2 second gap in a couple of corners, already down to 1.5 seconds. And then here, yeah, I think in this first 2 sectors I won 6/10 on El Prentice. So that was key, and that was very crucial to get to him before he can overtake LOE Time Splitter. You can see I get a purple second sector. And at this moment I'm using all my ERS to get into DRS zone. So I can just get as close as I can to El Prentice. And maybe even overtake him if that's a possibility. Time Splitter still is in front. I think El Prentice goes for a move here in front of us. And he gets past, so now I know Time Splitter is on all the tires, older than El Prentice's tires. So he might even be a brick wall where I just can't get past in this first and second sector. So I need to get past Time Splitter as soon as I can. El Prentice already got a 1.1 second gap to me. I have a little look on the right side to cool my engine and to maybe get past him. Here, Time Splitter, he goes into the pits, and there's a 1.2 second gap between me and El Prentice. Luckily I got DRS from Time Splitter, and here you can see on the straight I win 2/10 by only having the DRS. So that one is massive. Here I have a bit of wheel spin at the exit. And you can see El Prentice, he gained 2/10 on me already there. I'm still using a lot of my ERS to get close to him. I was behind El Prentice for a while. And he always took the curb of death with so much risk. And he bounced a couple of times already. So I knew that was a great opportunity for me to maybe get past him. If I could put pressure on him for the rest of the race. There were not a lot of laps left. I think maybe 9. And then here with the curve of that, you can see he takes his apex really bad. He
spun
makes a
it.
mistake,
Who spun it?
and I managed to
One of
profit
the
from it.
apprentice. And with the curve of death.
You can tell me, you can hear me tell to Jack that Alprat is spun it at the curve of death, as I would like to call it. And now from this point on, I have a 1.6 second gap to cost Steve. Steve was super fast. I almost
I almost spun it as well.
almost lost the rear end there,
Hey, Steve
but
is
at the end
gaining on me.
I'm fine. That exit had me had had my heart raced a couple of times, but I'm still driving. And then here comes Steve is 1.5 seconds behind me. Jeff tells me that the pit window is opening this lap, so I might go for the 2-stop, but I don't know if the soft tires have that big of an advantage that I can actually pass him or pass the guys if I pit. So I still
Steve is
stick
quick, man.
to the medium tires. I try to just finish the race on the medium tires. My tire management is amazing on this game, so I know I have a big advantage on that one. And if we need to do a 2-stop, then I will let the other guys behind me pit first. Here I have a huge incident, a huge moment where I completely lost control of the car. So here you can see me using all of my ERS as much as I can. You can see the red arrow on the side. So he is just right beside me. And then here I outbrake him. He goes behind me. And that safety car call just came in clutch for me. If it got, if the safety car got
I
out
almost spun at the first corner.
2 seconds or maybe 5 seconds earlier, then Steve was in front and then Steve would have the position. But now of course Steve has to stay behind me. I instinctively go to the soft tires because we have a 30-second gap to the P3 to Jack. And we can easily clear that with this pit stop because everyone has to drive slower than they usually are, of course, under the safety car. We get past this pit stop, and I think
You're joking,
everyone
Conrad.
is pitting behind us as well.
We're almost in that
So we're still in
already.
P1. We only have one safety car restart left, and then after that one, I think it's only 2 laps of racing left. So it's gonna be a sprint race to the end. My safety car restarts have been really good up until this
You're gonna go
point.
for the same like area.
So I was feeling really confident about this one.
Okay.
And only 2 more laps, the chance of making an error in those 2 laps was marginal. So I think this will be
in the
a
beginning
piece
of
of
the
cake, but
corner.
of course you still have to do it. And at this moment my heart rate was at like
Now
200. I was so nervous because I have never actually won a race in EU4. I've been close a couple of times, but I always crashed out and did something stupid. So here we get a good restart. We're up half a second. We take these curbs just as we should. And then here you can see we have a gap of almost 1 second. Jack Hawkey, and in the replay I saw that LOE time splitter, he just dive bombed everyone. So that was not very clean racing from his part. And I think there Jack Hawkey got a bit of damage maybe. But he dropped back to 4th. I'm still trying to pull this gap to the P2 driver from Mercedes, cause Steve. He was fast, so I knew I needed to do everything I could to just stick and stay out of his slipstream because there was no DRS going to come in this race in these last couple of laps. I did a purple first sector, a green second sector, of course, and a green last sector, which gave me the fastest lap of the race. Of course, we're all on low fuel cars now. We all have soft tires, so it was just a matter of time before one of us
Oh, please don't
got
go
the
Osaka.
fastest lap. And as I was leading the safety car restart, I had the biggest chance, of course, where I had no one to battle. Because Steve was still 1.5 seconds behind, so I knew if I was just driving clean here, if I was just driving as I should, don't do anything silly and don't make stupid mistakes, then I would be fine. I still had 45% of my ERS left, which got drained super fast when you put on the overtake button. Here we go around Ascari for the last time, and then here we had a massive tank slapper on the rear. You can see my face and my reaction. I was shitting it,
Man,
but I still managed to keep the car under control. Steve got within 1 second, but at the end I just
Let's
Congratulations, bro.
I'm gonna
go!
let you
First
guys
winning
enjoy this moment with me.
goals in my. Too bad, man.
As I instinctively
Oh man, fuck.
thought
So,
to
I almost
say
bought
safety
it.
car.
or too bad man to Jack because he obviously lost his second place
Yeah,
or
for me
third
that
place.
safety car came in clutch.
For me it was amazing,
you
but for
it-
him
Oh.
it might have screwed this race.
Yeah.
So
We got our first win, guys.
multiple heart
Thanks
attacks.
for your support.
What the hell?
Hopefully next race in Canada I can do the same.
Right, congratulations, bro, man.
Yeah, it
goodbye,
was an
mate.
amazing race. It was finally, it was nice to finally get the points that I deserved, or in my opinion, I think I deserved. And yeah,
Ik had
okay,
deze win echt
that's
nodig.
it for now, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Zo. Goedemorgen.